So good morning everyone, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to come down and join us here on iDrive 360. My name's Robin Goodchild, I'm the General Manager of the Orlando Eye. We've been very pleased to welcome Nik Wallenda here today, who's also taking time out of his busy schedule to come and speak to you all today. And we've also got John Stein, who's the Marketing Director for the iDrive 360 complex. So if you guys would like to come and join me on the stage. So we'd really just sort of like to open up for questions from you guys. I believe there is a microphone going around the crowd, so if anyone wants to kick us off.
First, I want to say good morning. I've had an early morning. I'm actually really tired. I started out here at 6 a.m. doing interviews, so forgive me. I'm going to try to keep my energy high, but I am a little tired. But thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for your support. I want you guys to know I wouldn't be who I am or where I am in life if it wasn't for your support. So thank you very much for all of you for being here. And I guess we're going right into questions.
Raise your hand if you have a question, and I'll bring the mic to you.
How do you prepare for walking along the wheel of the eye?
How do I prepare for walking on the wheel in the eye? Well, I've actually been training, of course, most of you know, my entire life for walking on a wire. I started at 2 years old. In fact, you can back up further than that. My mom was 6 months pregnant with me and still walking the wire. My family history dates back to the 1780s. So for 7 generations and over 200 years, we've been training for balance. This is a very unique walk, and that's why I'm excited to be here, to be able to do something a little different than what our family's done for over 200 years. I'll actually ride up to the top of the wheel in a capsule just like any normal guest would. However, when I get to the top, it'll stop. I'll get out of the capsule, I'll climb down a series of ladders, which will end up on that rim, that big circular rim there. Once I get to that point, I will give my father a cue. My father will tell the operator to start that wheel moving, and I'll begin to walk as it's moving. For training, I've been training on a wire 5/8 of an inch without a balancing pole. Another unique aspect of this walk is the fact that normally, and in all my TV specials, you see me with a balancing pole. Well, because of that structure that's in the way, there's no way I can use a balancing pole. So this is the first time I'll be doing a public walk without a pole. So I've been training on a wire without a balancing pole. Some of the unique challenges here are the fact that I have to keep up with that wheel. So I've been training for pacing, making sure that I don't stop, walking at a steady pace, approximately what I'll face here, actually a little faster so that I know that I have time. But also I have to duck under some of those structures. If you look at every cabin and halfway between them, there's a structure that actually drops down lower. So I'll actually have to work my way under those and continue to keep up with the wheel the entire time.
Another question?
How wide is the spacing on your foot?
The rim itself is about 6 inches wide that I'll be walking on.
The weather forecast for Wednesday morning is not great, so how are you feeling about that? What are some of your concerns? Could you possibly cancel?
I have a lot of great friends that are meteorologists, so don't take offense to this, but the weatherman's never right. You know, it's hard to tell what it's going to be like on Wednesday morning. We all, as Floridians, know that the weather changes at the tip of a hat, so it can happen really quick. I've prepared to walk on it expecting it to be damp or moist. It's just something that I'm going to have to face. My biggest concern with the dampness is not the actual walking part, it's actually getting to the point where walking it, because my hands have to grab onto those ladders and work my way there, and I don't want to slip on the way there. But if the weather is inclement enough, we will simply postpone. There's always a rain date, so it would be the following day, which as of right now, it looks like it's going to be fine. But we play that by ear. As most of you know, I've walked across the Niagara Falls with wet conditions, extremely wet conditions, to the point where it was hard for me to see. In fact, 3/4 of the way through that walk was the first time that anybody on the Canadian side could even see me. That's how wet it was. That's how thick it was with mist. So I've trained and prepared for that, the dampness, but if it's a torrential downpour, if it's something that'll take away from the event, of course we want to make this special for the world, everybody watching live on TV, and of course everybody here in Orlando. So we don't want to do something that's not going to be beneficial to everybody here as well. So we'll play that by ear as time approaches.
Will you be safety harnessed to the wheel?
I will not be safety harnessed. No, I will not.
What made you want to come to Orlando and do the stunt?
Well, me and my wife and 3 kids were vacationing here about a year ago, and as we were vacationing and driving right out here on iDrive, we looked over and saw this massive structure going up. But it wasn't quite the structure you see behind you. It was actually just the framework leading to the axle. And we saw that, and I said to my wife, I wonder if there's an opportunity to do something here in Orlando. I'm born and raised in Sarasota, Florida, a resident of Florida, and very proud of my state. And I've wanted to do something here for a while, and I thought this was a very cool, unique opportunity. Well, lo and behold, within a couple months, management from iDrive 360 reached out and they said, would you be interested in performing at our grand opening? Now, I didn't put two and two together at that point. I didn't know what they were referring to. So they said, would you come out with your team, check it out, and tell us if you have any ideas? And I brought my team out here, and I believe they were thinking some sort of a wire walk, whether we put a crane here, I walk a wire to the center axle, something along those lines. Well, somebody trying to do it before me? So, anyways, a long story short, I decided that we would do something spectacular and not just walk a wire, but walk on the rim of this wheel as it's moving. And that was when everything kind of got set in motion, and through a lot of negotiating as far as, of course, liability issues and all that, which I deal with day in and day out through the TV realm and every realm of what I do. We are here, and on Wednesday morning, I plan on getting up top there and making that trek.
I have the question for you: how you can stay focused and how you can describe the feelings out there when you're facing a challenge like this. And the second one, we know that you lost a family member in Puerto Rico. Are you afraid of death?
How do I stay focused? Well, it's not too hard to focus when you're 400 feet up without any safety devices. In fact, there is no choice but to focus. Often it becomes peaceful when I'm in these situations because the troubles of the world go away and I'm so focused on what I'm doing. My great-grandfather, who did lose his life in San Juan, Puerto Rico, said life is on the wire and everything else is just waiting. Well, you have to understand, this is my passion, entertaining people, inspiring people, and encouraging people to do greater things. As far as fear of death, I don't fear death. That's where my faith plays a key role in my life. I have no fear of death whatsoever. I'm very confident what will happen to me after I die, which is important, I think, in anyone's aspect of life, whether they're driving a car on iDrive and getting in an accident, or they're walking above, above the city or streets anywhere in the world. So I don't fear death. My great-grandfather did lose his life in San Juan, Puerto Rico as a result of two things. The biggest was rigging failure. His rigging was put up improperly, and that played a key role in the fact that he went down and did what I've been taught my whole life. If there's ever an issue, if I get hit with a gust of wind here or anywhere else in the world, I go down to that structure and I hold on. My great-grandfather was 73 years old. He had an injured collarbone and I believe it was a double hernia at the time. And to be honest, probably should have retired or at least not been walking at that point. What have we learned from that? Well, there is a time to retire. Part of my training regimen is holding onto the wire or a structure for 15 to 20 minutes, knowing that I've got rescue personnel up there with me that can be to me within seconds if anything were to happen. I'm also in constant communication with my father, who's my head safety coordinator, who's in control, or with the gentleman in control of this wheel, and he's in control of my safety guys as well. So we're always talking and communicating. My great-grandfather didn't have those luxuries at that time back in 1978.
We have time for one more question, guys. One more question.
In case of a problem, what is the process like for stopping the wheel? How soon after they push the stop button does it actually stop?
Well, the stop motion takes about 6 feet. It actually glides. It actually pushes the stop button and it moves for another 6 feet. As you can see, anywhere that I'll be, I'm walking between 4 capsules. This will be for a new Guinness World Record. And in order to break that record, I have to walk, start on 1 and end on 4. So I'll have safety people in all of those capsules. But as you can see, it would stop. If there was an issue, I would grab onto that structure and it would stop within 6 feet. It's not as though it would travel another 100 feet and I'd be hanging onto the edge.
Hey John, when we start, could you just tell us a little bit about the complex in general?
Absolutely, yes. Thank you. Thanks, Don. And again, you guys, I can't think of a better person to join us here in opening this $250 million complex. This is a 5-year culmination of a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. We're very honored and privileged to have 2 of my owners here this morning, Paul and Daisy Cannabis. They came in from New York, and they'll be here for our big event on Wednesday. Again, the Orlando Eye is the centerpiece of this incredible complex, but again, incredible attractions like Madame Tussauds, Sea Life Aquarium, and Skeletons. Unique restaurants all around us here. Again, restaurants you can't find anywhere else in Orlando. Shops, nightclubs. It's just going to be a whole new way of kind of defining how you do a visit and a stay here on International Drive. So again, I want to thank our ownership. I want to thank Nik Wallenda, thank the Merlin team, our partners in this whole project here. And we're looking forward to a lot of great years ahead of us here. Thank you.
you. Thank you guys again for your support. We hope to see all of you on Wednesday morning. I know they'll have a special press area and a check-in area for you guys to be here to cover this event, hopefully live, so we can get the word out to the world about iDrive 360, this amazing place, and of course, all of Orlando, this amazing vacation spot. I think the numbers are higher than they've ever been as far as tourism. Last year, they broke tourism records, which kudos to you guys. That's pretty amazing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nick and John.